Welcome back to another match preview. Arsenal Bayern Munich, 8 p.m. UK time tonight in the Champions League at the Emirates. We're back so soon, I can barely believe it. Since the North London derby, we've barely even had time to breathe. And it's not just another match tonight, it's another blockbuster match. Europe's two best teams this season going head to head. I don't think anyone would dispute that. If all goes to plan, we could be set for another magical night under the N5 lights in the Champions League. Let's get into it. Starting things off with the lineup, it's going to be really tricky for Mikel and all of his coaches from here. They need to get these lineups right because between now and the end of January, that's a little over 2 months, we have 17 scheduled matches. That number will increase to 18 once our FA Cup third round match gets scheduled for mid-January. Plus, if we beat Crystal Palace in the Carabao Cup quarterfinals, that number is going to then increase again to 19 matches. 19 matches within 2 and a bit months. That is about one every 3.5 days. That is ridiculous. They need to get things right in terms of rotation, who gets a rest when they need a rest. How are we going to manage that alongside trying to consistently field what is close to our best 11? For today, I want to see a bit of rotation where possible. It really isn't, let's be honest, with all of these injuries that we still have. A few players still coming back. Odegaard's a doubt. Still no Gyökeres, no Havertz, no Jesus, no Gabriel. Players like Martinelli and Madueke in addition have only just come back. So there really isn't much rotation we can actually go for tonight. My lineup would be as follows: David Ray and goal, Jurriën Timber at right back, William Saliba, Biera and Gabriel alongside him. He looked very, very good against Spurs. No Gabriel, no problem is what I will say. Elite cover we have in Pierre and Gabriel. He will start for me today. At left back, I'm going to go slightly curveball Miles Lewis-Skelly. Hasn't played much recently, but I think he's being trusted in the Champions League by Mikel Arteta. That is partially a rotation thing. Partially as well, it's that he has more experience than Calafiori in these big Champions League nights. He knows better what to expect against giants like Bayern Munich. That will come in handy today. Moving into midfield, there's pretty much only one possible combination of players we can go with because Marino's going to have to start up front again. And then behind Zubimendi, there's only Norgard, and Odegaard has only just come back from injury as well, if he even is going to be a part of the squad today. So that's Zubimendi, Rice, and then Eze in the 10. Hopefully he can build off a stellar hat-trick just a couple of days ago. Moving into the attack, 2 of the 3 do right themselves. Saka on the right, Marino through the middle. Still no Gyökeres today. That's unfortunate. His physicality in a game like this up against 2 big physical centre-backs like Tar and Upamecano would have come in very handy today. On the left, I see the argument for Martinelli. I would, however, continue with Trossard. Let him keep playing. Let him keep shining. For me, he is the most likely player for us today to create problems for that Bayern backline. Martinelli, obviously want to see him back at some point as another player having an unexpectedly really good season. But this is not the game for it. We're going to go out, make a big statement, get the win, get the job done. This is not the game to be easing players back. Leandro Trossard on the left. Now, I'm not going to lie. This will be very tricky for us. Eberechi Eze won't have that much room to work his magic. Bayern will probably go with a double pivot of Joshua Kimmich and Alexander Pavlovic or someone similar like Leon Goretzka. In addition, a couple defensive injuries for Bayern means their fullback pair will likely be Konrad Lehmann and Josip Stanisic for them. 2 very defense-minded fullbacks. And Saka, Trossard, 2 most dangerous players right now. It's going to be tricky for them. But they've done it against tougher fullbacks. They need to do it again today. They are, again, probably the 2 players most likely to create for us today. If they don't create, it's going to be tricky. If they don't create, I don't see where we do. Because from corners, we don't have much of a threat without Gabriel. I know we joke about it all the time, set piece FC, but no, Gabriel seriously does limit our goal scoring chances by quite a lot. So Saka and Trossard, you are the 2 players that I'm looking at today. You need to be on your A game. You need to create. You need to be dangerous. You need to provide that threat. We are a bit lucky because no Musiala, no Luis Diaz. He is suspended. Those 2 players for Bayern, dangerous. Very, very dangerous. And they still obviously do have danger. Elise and Kane, 2 of the best attackers in Europe this season. Going to have to be a very strong defensive performance for us, but I believe we can do it. I believe that we are good enough. I don't know what it is, but in the Champions League, we seem to have such a strong defensive base. 4 games so far in the Champions League this season, no goals conceded. And get this is a ridiculous stat that people just are not talking about enough. In Champions League group matches under Mikel Arteta, Arsenal have played 9. They have lost 0. They have drawn 0. They have won 9, and they have not conceded a single goal. That is mental. 9 matches, not a single goal conceded, and 9 wins. If there's anything you look to give you confidence for this game, it is that stat alone. Part of it's down to the atmosphere, the aura of Champions League nights at the Emirates. These players love playing under the N5 lights. It gives them a boost. There's a reason, a very good reason of that, why so many of our best matches in recent years have been at night, especially in the Champions League. They love these matches, and we're so lucky to be in a position where we are going into this game thinking that we are genuinely on the same level of Bayern, if not above them in the European pecking order, on the list of favourites to win the Champions League. Historically, this fixture has caused us so much pain, so much embarrassment over the past 10-15 years. The results, I just don't even want to get into them. And there's an air of revenge around this one. It's Arsenal's revenge season so far. We've got revenge on Newcastle, West Ham, Olympiacos, Atletico Madrid. Today we add, hopefully, this match to that list. I really, really want to make Bayern pay for all the pain that they have caused us over the past 10 or 15 years or so, especially recently. We remember that match 18 months ago, Champions League quarterfinal 2023-24. We went into that tie thinking we have a real good chance here. We are playing incredible football. Bayern are looking weak. The issue for us in that fixture was not the mentality. We were there, yes, the experience wasn't quite there, but the mentality certainly was. We desperately wanted to win that tie. The biggest issue was we didn't have X Factor. Now we have X Factor. Eberici Eze is a big reason for that. He is that added X Factor. He very well could be the difference between 18 months ago and a win today. I said earlier, he likely won't have that much room to work his magic, but he doesn't need to. He's the kind of player that thrives off moments. After what happened on the weekend, he will be very high on confidence, and you'd be silly not to bet on him putting one away if we do give him a chance this evening. This is not only our biggest game in the Champions League phase this season, but possibly the biggest game at all in the Champions League phase for any club against any other club. I'll say it again, the two best teams in Europe so far this season going head to head. There is no better game to go out and make a statement. We are far and away one of the top favourites to win the Champions League this season. A lot of people aren't on board with that. I think after this game, after a win today, they would, because a lot of rival fans, they definitely see Bayern as the best team in Europe. They've only dropped points once this season. They are a machine. If we are able to go out, continue to rely on and use what has worked for us in the 9 previous Champions League group matches under Mikel Arteta and win this match, what a statement of intent it would be. And for those of you who don't believe in statements but rather reward for our results on paper, a win today would mean we have 15 points in the Champions League phase so far. Last season, all you needed for automatic qualification into the round of 16 was 16 points, meaning with 3 matches to go, a win today would put us well and truly there. I definitely do not want to have to go through Champions League pesky playoffs. Not because I think we could slip up and get eliminated early, but because it's 2 extra matches in the middle of February after a chaotic January period. Even more than that from now, again, it's probably 19 matches we're looking at from now until the end of January. That is absolute chaos. In February, the fixtures do get a bit light. It's a good opportunity for players to get a bit of a rest and recover from any injuries that they have. We definitely don't want playoffs mucking that up. A win today would virtually mean we have avoided that scenario. And finally, to the fans, go out with your voice and with your scarves. I saw from the Ashburton Army earlier, everyone going to the game, bring a scarf. I know I 100% would if I was going to the game myself. It's a very quick turnaround from the weekend to another blockbuster match today that the players will no doubt really want to win. Energy levels might be a bit low, especially as the match goes on. We have to show them that love and support. We have to be the 12th man. We have to give the energy that they might be slightly lacking. What a statement of intent this would be. What a statement of quality this would be, with still a few issues of our own, going out and beating on paper the best team in Europe this season in Bayern Munich. Arsenal, go out, make that statement, get revenge on Bayern Munich. I will see you guys later for the live. Come on, the Arsenal.